somebody to play with. All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to do a legitimate Q&A session, but is the food camera on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
We have one question.
We did. We got a question from Wombat,
Yeah.
who, by the way, writes some very clever stories about whether hummus is taller than everybody else. So we weighed them just the other day, and hummus and baba ganoush weigh the exact same amount. So by weight, they're identical. But I do think hummus might be a little bit taller. Of course, Custard's got to get right in the way of this comparison. Good job, Custard. Hey, good job, doofus. Come on. Here, I'll come over here. We'll do the comparison with the big camera for the moment. All right, you guys decide which one's taller. It's up to you. Let's get them to kind of hang out together, though, for a second, so you can at least decide.
Oh, hummus is obviously taller.
There you go.
Cheated.
Yeah, they cheated. Anyway, there you go. So it's up to you. I can't tell you that they weigh, like I said, the exact same. So by weight, they are identical.
Okay. Do you think any of the faculty that joined from the academy changed personalities after they had to blend with the faculty?
I
don't
see.
think Custard did, but I think Lodge changed personalities after Custard joined.
Yeah, I think Loggers did change personalities after Custard joined, and I think they all change as they grow up. That's basically, I think, inevitable.
I think Twinkie became more
Secluded.
Yeah, as we added more faculty.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
It is
He was
unfortunate.
always scaredy cat.
Yeah. So we didn't really have much of a sign or suspicion that Loganberry was, atypical until much later. I think, like DJ says, after Custard joined. That was when we started to notice that Loganberry liked to spend a lot of his time hiding and was sort of submissive after all. Like, we didn't realize that about him until much later. So they do change, I think, as they grow up. And I don't think it's necessarily because Custard joined the faculty. I think it's more just because Loganberry is getting older and starting to kind of come into his own. At least that's what I think.
Are we, so Angus or Angus, is that right? Angus?
Yes, Angus Oranges, Oranges, or Oranges.
I don't know.
Angus
Very
Oranges.
interested in Baba and hummus and can't find the application form. I know we linked the application form on the stream description.
Yeah, so.
But should they wait for ours?
No, so, okay, yeah, so I might as well mention this, though. So, you don't have to wait. In fact, Jessica just linked the application on the chat. But Angus Orangus and everybody else should probably know that we're switching things up for the CAT applications. DJ has spent a considerable amount of time creating an online application to adopt. And it really is quality. It looks really nice. And I'm super happy about the online application. We're almost ready to go live with it. I think probably in the next day or two. This weekend for sure.
Yeah. Before I go,
yeah, before DJ leaves forever and we never get to see her again. We will have a new application and sort of a new application process too. Now, we're still not going to process the applications directly because I think it's valuable for us to, as I've always said, to have somebody else deal with the applications is really important to us, especially to me because I'm really bad at telling people no, and I think it's a really important part of dealing with the applications to be able to tell people no, and I'm not good at it, so we always make sure somebody else is dealing with the applications. But it may not be on Angel's Wings that deals with the applications directly. We might bring in our own volunteers for that, and we've got a couple people in mind. I think you already know V and Carrie Ann are both wonderful people, and we'd like to probably keep them doing the applications for us. So that's the plan, even after we go online. But anyway, sometime this weekend we're going to announce a brand new online application form. In the meantime, Angus Orangus and anybody else that wants to apply for Baba Ganoush and hummus, go ahead and use the application. It's linked in the description below the video. Just scroll down a little bit. I pointed at it. It's right down there, guys. Just scroll down a bit.
You're so YouTube.
I know. It's like I live on the internet, folks.
Okay. You got this next one?
What's the next one? Is it also a wombat?
Yeah. Oh, we have multiple. Okay. Let's go in order. Do the faculty hang out in groups? We often see Lottie and Custard together, but generally the others only at the kitchen counter.
Yeah, well, the faculty, mostly the only time you're going to see the faculty hanging out together is at food time. They all come to the kitchen counter together, and then they hang out together. And that's most of it.
Or if they're outside trying to catch something.
That's true. If they go outside, they'll hang out together. And a lot of times you'll see Ari hanging out with Custard or Loganberry outside so that they can catch a bird. You'll also see Ari hanging out with Custard inside if they're sort of playing or if they're hanging out on the stairs together. And you'll sometimes see Custard and Loganberry together. And rarely you'll see Acro and Eddie together because they're friends, but Eddie's a hider, so you don't see him with anybody too much. But that's basically how it breaks down. More often than not, though, they're all kind of doing their own thing. That's the normal way.
Okay. I'm gonna mark these with a thing. I mean, maybe I should do that later. But you guys have clearly always been cat lovers. But what was it that first really got you into fostering?
From ADHD Carrier.
We have not always been cat lovers because I didn't know cats.
Yeah, so that's actually a more in-depth question than you'd think. So DJ's got to keep track of any new questions that come in while I answer. It's going to take a minute. Because the first thing is that we have not always been cat lovers. I've always been a cat lover because I got my first cat before I can even remember it. My mom, big animal person. I grew up with every kind of animal: cats, dogs, birds, rabbits, guinea pigs, just everything. But when I met DJ obviously grew up in India and Saudi Arabia, and pets are just not a big deal there in general. And so she had never had any kind of pet, never seen a pet cat in her life, and didn't think that she would like them. Of course, when she met me and came and started hanging out with Acro, who I had at the time, she fell in love with him instantly. In fact, I still think to this day that she married Acro more than she married me.
Yeah.
When it came to who she fell in love with and why we're still together, I think it's probably like 75% Acro and like 25% me. So not always cat lovers. And then the thing that happened was that when DJ started med school, at that point she was a big cat lover, and I thought it would really be fun. We were making a bucket list because when she started med school, we knew that she wasn't going to have any time to do anything ever again in her life. So one of the things that I wanted her to experience was little tiny baby kittens, and we thought the only sort of ethical way to have little tiny baby kittens around would be to foster. So we started fostering. The idea that was only for us to foster one litter, but it was so much fun, and we just loved the kittens so much that we kept doing it. And that's how we started fostering. In fact, Kitten Academy didn't start until a year later, but that's another story. So, all right. Robert Fassler says, why is DJ going to be leaving the Kitten Academy, and when will she be coming back?
Will she be
coming back? Sorry, not when, but will she? No, Robert, she's gone forever. I'm sorry. I had to kick her out. She just wasn't pulling her weight. That's not true. I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. So DJ's at med school. It's her third year, and she's been doing med school rotations which means that she goes and basically acts as a type of doctor for 6 weeks, and then she switches and acts as a different type of doctor for 6 weeks.
I learned. I don't act.
Yes, well, she acts. On Monday, she is switching. It's the end of 6 weeks, or the start of 6 weeks, depending on how you look at it. On Monday, she's switching to her OB-GYN rotation, so she's going to go be a gynecologist for 6 weeks. And the difference is that for her gynecology rotation, she is working at a hospital in Chicago. And if you try to commute from here to Chicago during rush hour every day, it's 2 hours each way. So that's 4 hours of every day. As a med school student, she cannot afford to commute 4 hours every day. Therefore, she's rented an Airbnb room in the city near the hospital, and she's just going to live there for the next 6 weeks while she does her gynecology rotation. And then she'll be doing it again later in the year when she does in January when she does her emergency room or surgery. Is it ER or surgery in January?
It's actually neurology and ER.
Neurology and ER. So she'll be gone for 6 weeks. She'll be back on the weekends, and then she'll be going again to do the same thing in January. It's just better.
Which kitten or cat do you miss the most? I guess this is for me or for you?
Of the ones that have graduated, I assume.
That's what I'm assuming.
Who's asking?
Coco and Chili.
Coco and Chili. Which one do we miss the most? Well, I'm gonna be cheesy. You know, there's a lot to choose from, and they're all awesome, and I miss a ton of them. But I think I've either got to say Hazel, the mom cat Hazel, because she was our very first, and she's still got a special place for me.
Rue.
Or probably the one that I miss even more is Rue right now, because Rue was awesome. Rue was, really, really great.
For me, I think they were the single kittens were always really special.
The ones that stay behind and end up hanging out.
The ones that stay behind are the ones that come in that are just by themselves. Like
so Charlie, Kazoo, and Agent Corn.
Agent Corn. I mean, I also really loved Ivy.
Yeah.
I really wanted her to actually stay, and
really?
she ended up. I think that
Ivy
the
was
day
a
she got
sweetheart,
adopted.
but I would take Rue 100 times
I
before
know,
I took
but you
Ivy.
didn't know who was in. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, DJ's going to be away for 6 weeks. Who is going to take over accidentally licking kittens?
We'll get Elsie to do it. She's a great licker.
She does leave little spots. I think it's her that gets the spots on.
That gives Loganberry a cowlick.
See, like,
Interesting.
call her again. Okay, Rue asks, how do you spell y'all?
So we've been having this debate on the chat because I type, and when I type, I spell y'all, Y-A.
Wrong. You spell it wrong.
I spell it Y-A''. I've been spelling it that way for a million years, and my justification is that you use the word ya to mean you. It happens all the time.
But then,
So
the
it's-
apostrophe LL is always will, right?
I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
Will or
So,
shall.
I
think.
have been thoroughly corrected that the only proper way to spell y'all is Y''all,
Yes.
but I refuse to change my ways, despite the fact that now I know
why
what's
is
right.
that? Why do you refuse to change your ways?
Because I'm an old man and you cannot teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay. Mohammed had another question, I think. I made a joke in my last Kazoo story. So
I don't know.
Wash
Hummus just,
it.
Hummus just like splashed in the water dish. I don't know why.
kittens adapt to humans quickly, but do you ever think that they find your behavior in the room what they should expect from their adopters? In other words, should adopters be prepared to sit in a room with a pile of boxes, or have a man in a beanbag to lie on?
Well, so I I mean, that's a funny question. It's obviously not serious. So let me answer with a sort of funny answer that's not quite related. I was just talking about how DJ created a new application for kittens at the Kitten Academy that we're going to roll out this weekend. And one of the things that I've always wanted to put, one of the questions that I've always wanted to put on the application is how many manservants will the kitten you adopt have? And I want a number. I want to know how many people are dedicated, how many butlers or full-time employees are going to be watching that kitten. And in my opinion, one of the most important questions when it comes to adopting a cat, because we do want all of the kittens to be adopted by royalty and have their own manservants, preferably like an entire wing of a castle and an entire cadre of employees. Cadre? Cadre? Compliment.
Compliment is easier.
Compliment is easier. Yes, because I won't say that wrong. So, a big group of employees. So that's one of the questions I've always wanted to put. And so my answer is that I think that whoever does adopt these kittens definitely should plan to build them a castle and have manservants for the kitten. That's their only job.
Manservant?
I don't know. Maybe I don't
That's
know.
what they're called.
Is that not politically correct? You have to say like a person servant?
I think you're gonna have
some people that'll complain about that?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get in trouble.
I'm sorry. What I meant was a person servant.
A valet?
A valet? Maybe.
Downton Abbey calls it valet.
Yeah.
Does that mean if they're does that mean if they're right, obviously, they're right about everything, right?
I'm not gonna argue with Downton Abbey and the what is his title?
I don't know. Golly.
Well, at any rate, yes.
Yeah, I don't know titles. Okay.
Valet, manservant, person servant, sorry.
Person servant.
Yes, person servant.
Cat servant. Maybe manservant means that it's someone that serves a man. They should be cat servant.
Maybe you're right. Could be that
Kitten
manservant, right? Manservant might refer to what they're serving, so it's kitten servant. That's cool. Wow, Travis, that cat house that Travis just posted in the chat is awesome. It does. It looks like a tiny castle. It's beautiful.
I know.
Travis, you got to give us a link to where we can buy that. I need one of those in here.
Does Elsie have Donna Lynn, does Elsie have a favorite faculty cat? Also, which faculty cat is the most fond of Elsie?
Well, I think it does. It's mutual, and I would say Eddie. Would you say Eddie?
No, at this point, so you don't notice when, like, Custard just goes and rubs on her.
No, I guess I haven't seen that. So you think Custard is Elsie's favorite?
No, it's hard to pick a favorite because I think all the cats
they do all get along with her.
Really love Elsie, and
yeah.
she loves all of them, and it didn't always used to be that way.
Yeah, Elsie gets along great with all the cats, and even Eddie, and you'll sometimes even see like Eddie or Custard licking her, and she loves it. She loves them all. She's just the best dog. It's amazing.
And then Ari, you know how Ari surprises her?
Yes.
So every now and then Ari will go try to hug.
Yeah, Ari especially. That's true though. I see that all the time where Ari wants to snuggle with Elsie, and Elsie's always like, I'm not too sure about this, and she'll get up and back off a little bit and act funny like she's not sure about Ari. But Ari does like it.
Sometimes if you hear just a single bark, it's because Ari probably
got too much up on Elsie.
Yeah,
that does happen.
To hug her.
What other questions do we have for our Friday night Q&A?
6 weeks rotation starting Monday. Again, January. Will she be around on Saturdays to help with Kitten Academy mailbag?
Who's asking?
Catalog items. Robert Fassler.
Robert
Fassler is on top of all.
Robert Fassler always knows everything that's going on here.
Yes.
He is like an encyclopedia of Kitten Academy. And all the images that Robert posts to the chat too are perfect. Like if you can't watch the stream, all you got to do is look at what Robert Fassler's got. He'll tell you. So you tell me. I want to know the same answer. Will you be here on Saturdays for the mailbag?
I think so, but so my schedule is going to be. Where did I post? I posted it to you, right?
You did, and you said in the schedule that there was one weekend that you had to work, but we don't know which one it is,
we don't
right?
know which one. So there's that, and then one week I have to work nights, so I'm not sure how that week will go.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll play it by ear, but mostly it seems like she'll be back here on Saturday, because she'll come back on Friday night after her shift, and then just spend the weekend here and go back again Sunday night or Monday morning, depending. Mostly.
Semi-serious question. It was, okay, just clarifying. Who's your favorite Discorder?
We don't pick favorite cats, and we don't pick favorite Discorders. We really do, and it's not to get maudlin or sappy about it, but I really do love all the Discorders, and I'll tell you what makes me a little bit sad is sometimes we get emails or communications from somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, I've been on your Discord and I'm a lurker. And I feel bad because I don't know them, I feel like it's my failure not to notice the people, even if they're somebody that never talks. But everybody on the Discord is really cool by us, and you're all awesome people. I will say that when we went to London and we met, that was the first big Kitten Academy meetup, was when we met all the people in London. All those people have sort of a special place because we've met them in person, and that makes a big difference, I think. Doesn't it?
So do you want to talk about the one that's coming?
Sure, I might as well mention it. I mentioned it before. If any of you are listening that are not on Discord, this will be interesting to you. Everybody on Discord, I'm sure, already knows. But for the Discord and the Patreon supporters, we are having the second Giant Kitten Academy meetup in November. With the Brulots are arranging that when they come to visit, and a bunch of other people are coming to visit too. It's going to be huge. It's going to be epic. And it's just a chance for us all to get together and meet each other in person. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you are somebody that's not on Patreon or Discord and you're interested in being part of that meetup, it's $1 a month gets you into the Patreon and therefore into the Discord, and that would be the way to get joined in.
What would you guys say is the best thing about fostering for you?
For us? Oh, wow. Who asked?
Youngin.
Youngin.
Angel, Trout, Falafel. I don't know what his latest.
Yeah, the names changed, but yeah, Youngin. Okay. So the best thing about fostering for us is,
kittens.
yeah, I mean, frankly, the reason that we started is still the best thing about it is having kittens in the house.
Being able to lick them.
Being able to lick them.
Being able to smell their breath.
Yes,
kitten breath is super special.
It is super special. So, there's times when operating Kitten Academy is 100% awesome, and we have kittens in the house, and that's what we love, and we just get to enjoy the kittens, and that's the best thing about it. Then there's other times, like with this group, I would say, where it's a little tough. It's tough watching them have this URI for such a long time and doing everything you can to try to solve it, and it still keeps carrying on, and it sort of wears you down a little bit. It feels bad, and it's so nice to know that they're finally getting over it, and we're at the end of this slog. But either way, it's wonderful that we have the support of all of you so that we can give them the best possible care, and even when things are rough, we've got all of you to help us through it. So that's the best part, actually. Having kittens in the house is great, but the people that we have met and the relationships that we've formed as a result of doing this, that's got to be the best part.
I'm still putting kittens.
Okay, DJ's going to go with kittens. I'm going to go with the people, but either way.
People are, people are great. The kittens are kittens.
That's true. Okay.
I can't lick people.
You can lick people. You can do that.
I probably should.
Yeah.
Okay, Sushu asks, what are the plans without DJ around the house?
Oh gosh. Well, we're gonna have a lot of parties. You know, blackjack, a lot of blackjack games, I think.
Blackjack? Like what?
Like in Futurama.
Futurama?
Yeah, Bender's always saying that he's gonna have strippers and blackjack.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. No, honestly, the plan is probably I'm gonna spend most of my time just trying to get everything done around here, and that's fine. Yeah, that's about it. Just take care of things.
Do you ever dress up as a cat?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Next question.
Does Elsie even know she's not a cat? The bee.
We do wonder the same thing ourselves. Yeah.
I think she thinks of herself as a giant.
Yeah, especially when I see her like stealing the cat food off the counter or sleeping on the sofa. I do. I think she thinks she's a cat. Like, what does she know, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Every other animal she sees is a cat, so she probably thinks she's the same. When are you gonna come visit Chile? I hope soon.
Wow, was that really a question from Coco in Chile? From Miko?
I hope we can go see all the kittens and the cats.
It really would be fun to go and visit all of the past adoptions, but I don't know. It doesn't seem likely that we would ever have time to make a trip like that. Boy, would we love to. You know, it's hard for us to get away.
Like a summer road trip.
Yeah, maybe.
All American someday.
Well, you know, I don't want to invite myself to anybody's house, but I do believe that Tomato and Kidney are on the way to my mom's house. And going to visit my mom is something that we have to do. So.
Wait, what are you saying? Tomato and Kidney what?
Tomato and Kidney are on the way to my mom's house.
What? What?
If we were to go to my mom's house, which is something we have to do in spring of next year.
Tomato and Kidney are visiting your mom?
No, they're on the way.
Oh!
I see.
Oh my God! You're so matter of fact about this. I didn't understand.
No, I can see the mistake there.
No,
Yeah.
They're on the way.
Right, they're on the way. They're heading there right now. They'll be there any minute, Mom.
I honestly did not understand.
Tomato and Kidney will be at your house any minute, Mom. If you're watching this, you better be ready. Set out the cat food.
I've been busy, but
right, they're on the way to my mom's house. That's where they're going.
We're never going to be caught up. Why do you never have to throw Acro or Eddie out of the kitten room? Too busy or too uninterested in the kittens?
Yeah, so Eddie avoids all other cats, and he's probably not likely to wander in here. Acro will wander in here on cleaning day for a little bit, but he's just too cool. He knows what's what, you know? He's not going to come in here and just hang out. He's got headmastery things to do. I guess Custard figured out where the food was. Custard! Nice job, buddy. We got more Q's? Because I got more A's.
Let's see. Is Friday night Q&A going to be a regular thing?
Well, I do think the Q&A is going to be a regular thing. Let's see whether we keep it on Friday night or move it somewhere else, but I want the Q&A to be something we do. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. No reindeers at Christmas then? I think they asked earlier if we're going to foster reindeers.
Oh boy, this reindeer thing is out of control.
Okay, is the worst thing about fostering DJ doing it in front of thousands of people who will ping you in the middle of the night if one of the kittens barks?
No!
The answer is probably.
Probably, question mark. So, no, I mean, honestly, having so many people to watch the kittens with us is awesome. You know, sometimes people get a little too concerned, but we're really good at ignoring those folks.
I am not.
I'm pretty good at it.
But that's why I don't
You don't check
the
the email or the Twitter anymore. You don't even go on Twitter now.
Because it just makes me really nervous, and
Yeah.
it just like raises my heart rate and stuff. So
But I think it's good because there's a lot of times when I'm busy with work or something else, and somebody will ping me on my watch, and with an email or a tweet that says, "Hey, you got to check this out," and it's been really helpful a lot of times. So having so many other people watch is one of the great things about it.
Oh no. Okay. What is your guys' opinion of the reindeers, cute or creepy?
Hey.
Custard.
Nice try, buddy. I don't know. I can see how the reindeer is creepy, especially when it's just sitting on the stream and staring at the camera. That's a little creepy. Yeah,
I think it's
I'm gonna
kind
go
of
with
funny.
creepy.
I think it's funnier than.
It is funny, yes, and I think the
And
whole
it's
thing's
funny
a
to
big
call
funny
it
thing.
creepy,
Right.
because it makes it funnier.
It does.
Okay, Susu, have you visited Winnie and Gary?
We have never been to Jimmy and Jenny's house.
I don't know if they even live around here, or if they.
If it's just fake, if it's all lies.
Yeah, maybe they live in Chicago. Maybe they live in a whole different state, and.
No, so we've never been to Winnie and Gary's house, but we have been, Jimmy and Jenny have sort of invited us in the sort of like, hey, you guys should come over sometime way, but we've never made any definite plans. So maybe someday. I'd love to see their house on the stream on the Wednesdays with Winnie and Gary. Their house looks beautiful. It's much. I think it's actually older than ours, but they've remodeled it more recently. Well, either way, they put a lot of work into making that place gorgeous, and they're just excellent decorators. And Jimmy is such a talented guy when it comes to entertaining on the stream. We got nothing on them. I'd love to see their house someday.
Mr. Q and Mr. A.
That's
Coco
right.
actually asks, what's your all-time dream vacation?
Ooh, I don't know about all-time dream vacation because DJ and I would like to travel more than we do and see some new places. I think Europe is big on our list of places to see. But I will say I've always wanted to go on a cruise, and I never have.
That's it? You just gonna stop right there?
That's it. I don't have any detail to that. No. I will say, I've always wanted to go on a cruise, and I never have. And now I probably never will, because in recent years, those cruises have gotten some terrible press, and it seems like they're really, it seems like it's really a bad deal. Like maybe I shouldn't want to go on a cruise. So I think I've given up that particular dream.
It just seemed really popular. I don't know why.
Yeah, but someplace, I think Europe is probably the next place that we're going to go for fun, and I haven't decided exactly where in Europe, but maybe, I don't know, Italy? Anywhere, though, really.
I want to go to Greece.
All of Europe is new to us and wide open, so maybe we just do a Europe trip if we have the time. Who knows?
That would need a lot of time to do, right?
Yeah, it would.
Will you ever have a class where Discorders can vote on kitten names? This has actually been something that I've been discussing a lot.
Really?
With Jonathan. Jonathan mentioned this a long time ago. And I always keep thinking about it.
Do you really want to have a Kitten McKitten face?
I know. No, not that, but I know that's the pop culture joke.
Yes.
The internet joke.
Exactly.
But like I've explained to him before, I think about it every time. I have all the right intentions. Like I even think we should do it. But then it's really hard to come up with enough, names for it to truly be options where people can vote on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I don't know.
So I think that DJ is really good at naming the kittens, and it's probably something she'll just continue to do because of it. And like she says, it is hard to arrange, to let everybody participate.
And then something just comes.
Right on.
Okay. Do all your Wombat. related to a question from Larimer. Do all your cats have different voices? Can you tell in the middle of the night which cat is making a fuss down the hall?
Yes.
Even without the voices, you can tell.
Yeah.
But
right, like you can tell just from the way they sound when they walk, even.
Yeah.
But they do all have distinct voices. I mean, obviously, Acro quacks, so that's obvious.
And even when he makes he has a different noise that he makes when he says that the litter boxes are full.
Yeah.
Or he has a different noise that he makes when he's hungry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can even tell a little bit what they're saying once you get used to it.
Yeah, and Loggy has a specific noise he makes when he's yelling at Tunky.
Versus the noise he makes when he wants you to play with him.
Or
versus
when he's
hungry.
Yeah, they all have different voices and language and everything.
Yeah.
And that brings me to another theory of mine, which is that I think, and I want to know if people think that this is, there's probably going to be some confirmation bias. But I think cats make noises that are similar in some way to their names, or what we call them. It's almost as if, you don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I really think there's, I think
I will go with that theory the day that I hear Loganberry say Loganberry.
I think Loganberry, just think about how it ends, like the end of the name, and how you usually say it, the modulation that you put into it. I think they kind of mimic that when they are talking to us. Because I think Custer didn't used to meow, and then, as he grew up, he started having a specific meow that was meant to grab our attention, and I think it sounds a lot like the Custer woo.
I don't think it sounds like, but I do think it's interesting how Custard has hardly, did I say your name? Custard has hardly ever made a meow in his life, and then just in the last few months, he started to get a meow when he has something to say.
Yeah, like when he's talking to us, and it sounds like he's responding to his name in some way.
Hi, Custard. You know your name, buddy. I know you do. Good kitten.
Cool Reindeer Kitten asks, do you still want a cookie?
Yes, I do still want a cookie, but don't send me any, because I'm on a diet, and I've been doing pretty good, and I got to keep it up.
Andrea
Chu? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Will this be archived?
No, not going to be archived. It's already lost. We're just doing this off the cuff. This is ephemera. Enjoy it.
Wow.
I know.
I don't even know how far it's been. Which cat gets in the trash the most? Also, do you make up different voices for your cats, like when you're pretending to say their thoughts?
Oh. I don't normally do the pretending to say their thoughts thing,
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing we do. I get it,
Mom
people do that.
does that a lot.
Yeah.
She will make up like whole dialogues between cats.
Yeah, my mom does that, yeah. But
Trash.
we don't normally do that. Do anyone get in the trash these days?
They don't anymore, but I know who used to do that.
The only one I can think of is the time that Custard actually jumped into the trash can because I was opening at the same time he was trying to jump on it. And he landed directly in the trash can, the same as the way he did the dishwasher.
Yeah, but see, we've changed so many things that I've forgotten who used to do that because we don't put the cat food cans in the trash anymore. We have it outside the house.
Yeah.
And we have the covered trash can, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Any plans on taking KA to the next level, such as getting nonprofit status or a sponsor?
Yes. So there are some things about KA that are coming up business-wise that I haven't talked about yet, and I'm not really ready to talk about them yet. But the short story is that we are slowly still making motions towards becoming a nonprofit for real. And there may be even more than that in the works, but it's not moving fast, and I wouldn't expect, at this point, I expect if there's going to be any big news, it won't be until next year, like early 2018. That's my hope.
Tiacona agrees with me on the name and the sound they make.
Interesting. guys can go be crazy together.
Well, I hope you're happy in your non-crazy corner there.
That's right. We'll live over in Sainesville on this side of the room.
Bill.
Yes.
That's even a cool name.
Sainsbury.
Sainsbury. Andrew, do you think your cats have names for you?
Do you think our cats make different noises when they're trying to talk to you than when they're trying to talk to me?
Oh, that way? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I think they try to get both of our attention with the same.
They do know the difference between us, though. Like in the morning,
Oh,
if there's no food down, if there's no food down, Acro and the rest of the cats, they don't even try to wake me up. Like they wouldn't even think of trying to wake me up. But they will be all over DJ because they know she's a sucker and she's going to wake up and feed them. So they know the difference.
Would you eat a caramello koala if it arrived in your hand?
Caramello. I don't know what a caramello koala is. I don't know if is that like caramello that's in the shape of a koala bear? Or is it some special candy bar that's called a caramello koala? I don't.
Must be. It's from Wombats.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's an Australian thing. But I can tell you this. This is one of the great shames of my life. You know, when you're a kid and you're in school, one of the things they do to raise funds for various things, the fundraisers.
Yeah, the story is so sad. It's so sad.
It is so sad. I know. It's
so sad.
No, so one of the things they do around here to raise funds for schools is they'll give the kids, they'll have the kids go around and sell candy bars. I'm sure you've all seen this, kids trying to sell you candy bars. And one year, it must have been around the time I was in 6th grade, I think 5th or 6th grade probably, they had a thing, I don't even remember now what they were trying to raise funds for, but the way that they did it was they gave every kid in the class a giant box of candy bars, and then we were supposed to take them home and go around the neighborhood and sell them to people. And it seems crazy to me that they would start this process by giving a kid a box of candy bars. Like, that seems so irresponsible. And I say that now, you know, knowing what happened. The obvious thing happened. I didn't try to sell them to anybody. I took them home, I put them in our fridge, and I ate them all.
Oh,
the entire box of candy. I was a fat kid, and so I ate the entire box, and they were caramellos. That's why I bring this story up. The candy bars were caramellos. They were, you know, the standard caramello, the one that's just chocolate with some caramel in it, and they're in little squares, and you eat them. And so I literally ate the entire box of candy bars. There's probably like 30 candy bars or something. And I just remember the shame when my parents came to me, and they're like, hey, you know, are you going to go sell those candy bars? And I had to admit, well, actually, I ate them all, and then my parents had to pay for them all. And, you know, it probably wasn't a lot of money to them, but they made a big deal out of it to teach me a lesson, and so I still feel a lot of guilt and shame about that. And also have no real desire to ever eat just a plain old caramello again. Like, 30 of them in a row will ruin anybody from that desire.
That's something good that came out of it.
Sure.
Silhouette asked if you're ever going to do a Patreon stream again.
Silhouette, yes. Every week I'm telling myself I need to set one up because there's some things that I want to say specifically to the Patreons that are important, and I just keep putting it off. So maybe I'll get around to doing it this weekend. We'll see. But yes, there are going to be more of those. It's going to be a regular thing again, and I apologize greatly that I'm not doing them.
Rue asks, do your cats play favorites like I'm Jane's favorite?
Oh, like do the cats like you or me better? Is that what that means? Yeah, I think so.
I think
They all like me better. All of them. I'm the favorite. Am I wrong?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tunky likes me better because I get a lot of snuggles like before bedtime and stuff.
Okay.
I think Custard likes both of us.
Yeah.
I guess Loveyberry likes you more too. I thought Custard was mine. Ari doesn't like either one of us.
that's not entirely true. There's some times when Ari is desperate to be my friend.
Well, that's actually leading into the next question.
Okay.
Do any of the faculty like to follow you to the bathroom?
Yeah, so that's bathroom time, poop time is Ari's time. I cannot go in the bathroom without Ari insisting on coming in, and then as I'm trying to do my business, he climbs all over me and rubs and meows, and he just has to. That is his affection time when I am busy in the bathroom. So yeah, it's embarrassing. I actually have a giant collection of photographs, and that obviously will never be shared. But yeah, ridiculous.
Handwar 99 UK.
Henwar?
How often do you have to make excuses on work calls due to kitten/faculty interruption?
So these days I do most of my work calls from my office, so the only one in there is Smokey, and Smokey does purr and make a lot of noise sometimes.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. And she's been crazy since I've been living down there. She gets in my lap and she rubs on me, and if I'm not paying attention to her, she like if I don't, touch her, pet her, she'll get in my lap and then she hits me. She hits me with her paw. She takes her paw and she's
she does like this.
Yes, like this on my chest until I pay attention to her.
She always did that to me too.
Yeah, so she's pretty insistent. But everybody I work with knows about Kitten Academy, and it's pretty rare that I have to talk to people that aren't part of the company. So I just let it go, and most of them don't even say anything anymore.
And then as far as, I don't think anyone asked this specifically, but then you also have to like take days off sometimes, or time off.
That's true.
Yeah. Take them to the vet or just stuff.
There's a lot of times when I have to take the kittens to the vet, or go pick up cats, or do something that requires me to take some time off from my day job. But my day job is pretty accommodating that way, and plus I put in a lot of hours, at night or on the weekends for my day job, so it all comes out in the wash, I think.
Mary, when did Mr. A first fall in love with cats? Also, Paul is loving this Q&A and says hi.
Hi, Paul and Mary. You guys are awesome. I don't remember when I first fell in love with cats. I do remember, not very well, but the way I remember it, the first cat that I got was, well, you could look up the year. I don't remember what year it was, but we named him Eddie, and Eddie that we have now was named after that cat. But that Eddie was named after Edmund Halley because it was the year that Halley's Comet was passing closest to the Earth.
1984?
It was somewhere around there, yeah, mid-'80s when Halley's Comet came around. So that's the first cat that I really remember having was Eddie. Eddie, the original Eddie from 1980-something when Halley's Comet came by.
Wait, why is it Halley again? Eddie again?
Edmund Halley?
Oh, Edmund Halley.
Yeah.
1986.
1986, there you have it. Okay, so that's the first time that I remember having a cat, and I was pretty young then. I was like 10 or 11, and the one thing that I remember, I was such a, back then, way before the internet and stuff, I loved Dungeons and Dragons, and again, this is just more shame. I have no, I have no sense of modesty or humility anymore. It's just the fact that I had the original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons manuals, all of the manuals for them, and I collected them, and I loved them, and I would read these Dungeons and Dragons manuals. I have never in my life played a legitimate game of Dungeons and Dragons. I've never done it.
Wait, what?
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, when you told me this, I thought you had all that stuff because you did.
No, I had all that stuff because I was interested in it, and I probably would have loved to have played it.
Oh my God!
But I didn't know. I didn't know anybody else that was interested in it as a kid. There was no internet. Yeah, you couldn't just get online and find somebody else that wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons. You had to hope there was somebody at your grade school that was into this thing. And I didn't know anybody that was into Dungeons and Dragons. So I would just read these manuals front to back over and over and over. And there was, in the original Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know if they still do this, there was actually like a sort of a single player campaign that was like a choose your own adventure thing that you could go through. And I played through it 100 times, and I remember like the first monster you had to fight, and there was a rust monster. That thing haunts my nightmares still. But I love more than the game probably, I love the rules and just learning about the whole system. It was fascinating to me. So my point being that Eddie was my partner in that, where I would sit and read the books and he would snuggle up with me, and that was, yeah, that's my big memory of Eddie. So.
Okay, Coco and Chili asks, when will you learn how to pronounce my name, Deepa?
Your name? Never. It's not gonna happen. That's why I call her DJ or Doopy, because I can't get that wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Val L, will you make green screen video or pictures?
Well, I have a green screen. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. Like, I don't know what to get that would be valuable there, or what creative thing to do with it. So, I don't know. I can.
You can?
I can. I just don't know.
Will you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I could, but I need to know what I'm doing, and I don't have any vision.
Cool Reindeer Kitten, why don't you lock the door?
What?
I think this is from Ari, walking into the bathroom.
Oh. Well, I can. If I close Ari out of the door, then my entire time in the bathroom is the sound of Ari scratching on the door.
Oh, you
which
did
is,
that?
yeah.
I don't even try to lock the door.
Yeah.
So,
It's probably worse than just letting him in. Like, I'm fine with him climbing all over me and getting in my underwear. Like, he likes to get in my underwear and sit in there and stare at me, while I'm, having around my ankles. So, it's ridiculous. He's a ridiculous cat.
Okay, DJ, is your nickname Doobie or Doopy? Doopy, and it's D-O-O-P-I.
Yeah, that's right. D-O-O-P-I, which is a nickname that I invented specifically because I have trouble pronouncing her real name, which is Deepa, D-E-E-P-A, but it's not pronounced like Deepa, and it's not pronounced like Deepa.
There, you got it. That was it.
Whatever.
That's it.
I'm so tired of this, because I'll say that again, and she'll be like, no, that's not right.
So,
I can't hear the exact sound that I'm supposed to make. That's fine.
Okay. Jimmy D, we're more than happy to have Mr. A and DJ over.
You don't have to defend yourself, Jimmy. That's fine. I know you're dealing with a Dalek invasion over there.
I know. I don't even know if they're gonna.
Good luck, buddy.
Okay. What are you guys going to do to celebrate $5,000 on Patreon?
Wow. We will do the exact same thing that we did to celebrate $4,000 on Patreon. So look forward to that.
What did you do?
Nothing.
At least to,
We should do a little Patreon stream, because I was just saying earlier that, yeah, we're overdue for that.
maybe someone could come up with something. Like, maybe that could be the thing.
People's suggestions are like
before?
people want me to come in the kitten room wearing a tutu, or do a cat
Well, it has
dance
to do
off.
with kittens. It can't be like, people stuff. Right?
Well,
Okay,
anyway,
number spots. Did you both ever expect KA to turn into a world worldwide?
When we started Kitten Academy, we started it because we had Hazel, who had her babies here. It was the first time that we had a mom cat deliver babies in our house, was Hazel. And we were very nervous parents. And I had a webcam, and I thought, I can't just live in the room with Hazel, so I hooked up the webcam, and that way...
we didn't have it.
No, yeah, we didn't. So I hooked up the webcam, and I put it on Hazel's birthing box so that we could watch her kittens from the bedroom while we slept.
Yeah.
That's how Kitten Academy started, was us watching Hazel at night so that we could keep an eye, like a baby monitor. The original Kitten Academy was a baby monitor. And that's how it started. I mean, we had that going for like a day or two before I thought, hey, we can put this online. And we did put it online, and from there it just took off. So no, we never imagined that it would be like it is. But you know, the purpose of Kitten Academy quickly changed to become getting the kittens adopted. And at that, we've been wonderfully successful. We owe all of you great thanks.
I didn't even think we would get kittens adopted just because we were live streaming. I didn't even think it would get to that point.
Yeah, well, I've never expected that we would reach a point where our kittens were getting adopted before they graduated.
Before the kittens.
Yeah.
I think that's like the biggest.
That's everything we ever wanted. So, you know, when I say things like I was talking earlier tonight about how YouTube has changed something and we're not making any of the ad revenue from them. And we've also, like our viewership, ever since we started doing the nightly close-up streams, our viewership has dropped off. And I think it's because of the convenience, where people find the close-up stream to be so convenient that they don't always tune in to the regular stream like we're doing now. And none of that gets me down. Like the fact that we have fewer viewers on the regular stream doesn't bother me a bit. As long as we get our kittens adopted, we are winning. And that's the only kind of win I ever need. So.
I think some of the things that we really didn't expect was how, like, people use it to help relax them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I don't think
we get messages all the time about how people see Kitten Academy as.
Can you lick him? That was Lakshika's question.
Can I lick him?
Accidentally. I guess it was for me. Oh no, you can't do it on purpose.
You can't do it on purpose?
So you have to kiss him and then like you just kiss him a lot and then accidentally there.
Oh, I accidentally licked him.
See?
Okay.
It just naturally happens. That was
Okay.
for Lakshika.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we get messages all the time from people that say that Kitten Academy is like stress release for them, or we've had a number of people that have written that they have like autistic children, and Kitten Academy is something that kids love, and it's just that's the furthest thing from anything we could have ever expected, but it's wonderful.
Have you ever called out any of the kitten names in your sleeve, like Baby Blue?
No, I don't think I have. But I will tell you, and no sad, so I won't get into any details, but like when I dream, pretty much the only like nightmare or recurring dreams that I ever have are about cats and kittens. That's always the thing that's in my dreams.
Yeah, and we worry
and it's
about
always like,
them
you know,
getting out of the house.
That's it, yeah. A lot of my dreams, like my nightmares will be like the cat got out and I can't find it. And that'll be my nightmare, yes. And so that's, yeah, I legitimately have those kinds of dreams.
Have you kept the shelter given name of each silhouette? Each pet you have, for example, Smokey was named Smokey. Yes, she was.
We have. Yeah, all the pets that we, all the
faculty. Didn't, obviously.
Well, yeah, but you're right, because he wasn't even named Eddie, he was named Chip.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah, you're right. So Eddie's the exception. All the other ones we have.
Acro you named.
Acro didn't come from a shelter. We found Acro in the woods on his own, poor little lost kitten, and took him home. So we named him Acro.
He was all well fed and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he was lost for very long.
Maybe he wasn't just, he was just
and when I say we found him in the woods, I'm talking woods that was like maybe 100 square yards.
In a condo.
Yeah, right. It was not like the deep forest. He was not far from civilization.
He was probably like, I'm sick of this house, I'm going to a different one.
Yeah, exactly. So Acro didn't have a name before we named him. Eddie we changed from Chip, and then Custard and Ari and Loganberry were from us, and we named them.
I guess we kept the name.
Yeah, exactly. But then Smokey was named Smokey at the shelter, so Smokey is, we just kept her name.
Elsie was something else, right?
She was. I think that was, I mean, you're saying that, but that's literally, her name was literally something else. And that's what Elsie comes from, is, yes, Elsie was something else. Something else is the kind of name that you give to a show dog. Elsie was, pedigreed and fancy and highly trained and all these things. And her full name was, her dad's name, which was Canasac, or her mom, I don't know, was Canasac.
Mom? Oh, I don't know.
It was either her dad or her mom was named Canasac, and so her full name was Canasac's something else. And that became Elsie, so, yeah.
Because they named the puppies like in alphabetical order
I
or
don't
something,
remember.
and she was for S.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, KYA cat, how do you say that?
Cat?
KYA cat.
Okay. Kia cat? I would go Kia.
Oh.
Kaya?
I say Kia because it's like
Kia.
Kia means what in Hindi, and that's how they spell it. When
Okay.
they spell it with English.
Interesting.
What cat?
What cat? Hey, I like that.
Question for Mr. A. Do you know how long you've been married?
Nope. The answer is no. I do not know. Do you know? I just want to make the point that I'm not a terrible husband because DJ also does not know. So it's just, DJ and I are not big on events and dates. Like, we don't celebrate birthdays. We are big on Christmas because of DJ. She's a big fan of Christmas. But we've never celebrated birthdays. We've never celebrated anniversaries. And there's not like, some religious belief or something. It's just not interesting to us. So I would have to look up our exact anniversary. That said, I think we're 6 years. Yeah, I think it's been 6 years.
So that's good. We know that much.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay. Have you ever thought of joining forces with other kitten? See Barracuda. I should do this properly.
Yeah, you better ask that again. What?
No, I keep doing this.
Who said it?
Other kitten. See Barracuda.
Okay.
I've never seen them chat before.
See Barracuda, what did you say?
Have you ever thought of joining forces with other kitten YouTube channels for guest spots and mailbag posting?
Yes.
Posting visiting guest kittens.
So I have thought about it. It's hard to figure out how to do it in a compelling way. But I don't. Do you guys know Cole and Marmalade?
Do you guys know?
I mean, you might have heard of the guy. He's not very big. He's like an up and comer, and maybe someday he'll come into his own and really get popular. Anyway, so Catman Chris at Cole and Marmalade. Turns out he lives in the neighborhood. Like, he's not very far from us at all, and we've talked quite a bit through email about doing something together. But so far, I haven't come up with something that's really like compelling enough. I don't want to waste the man's time. I need, I feel like I need to make it worthwhile. It needs to somehow be compelling. But I will say, you might have seen a lot of his recent posts, and let me temper this by saying, if you're a fan of Kitten Academy, one of the things that sets us apart and makes us special is our no SADS policy. So we don't like to get into the sad stuff if we can avoid it. We still deal with a lot of those same things, but we just don't talk about that angle of it. That said, a lot of his posts have been recently about how they rescued 40 cats. Well, it turns out that the person responsible for all that is also a friend of mine and got him involved, and it seems like there's a very good chance that the three of us might be doing something together in the future. So stay tuned. We'll see.
Val, DJ, can we get balloons at the kitten room for Mr. A's birthday again? So you didn't want me to, you actually didn't know I was getting balloons this last time, and then you told me not to do it again, so.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you're not getting anything from me next birthday.
Good.
So you know.
All right, fair.
Nothing from me.
Good. No balloons. You heard it here first.
Wombat, a tutu made out of your most, okay, there's a whole tutu thing going on.
Yeah, of course there is.
Will you do a video on some crazy parkour for Patreon, Larimar?
Wow. It's hard to get enough footage to put together something like that, but I'd sure like to. That would be a good idea.
It's so hard to get, like, specific, like, I know
it takes a lot of work.
We have ideas. It's
Yeah.
easy to get them sleeping, so we did that one.
Yeah, sleeping videos are easy, but yeah, the rest of it, we got to be here all the time with the camera. And this class and the recent events also in my personal life with my day job have kept me super busy all summer. Basically all summer, it's been very busy for me. It's not a secret that my day job company is being sold. We're selling the company. That's public knowledge. And as a result of that process, I have been just slammed with stuff to do, whether reporting or just things based around trying to help get the company sold. That's it in a nutshell. So, been very, very busy.
Cool reindeer kitten, have you ever had a hairball?
I have not had a hairball, but let me tell you, Shetty earns his name, and if he, sometimes Shetty will get up in your face, and he'll just be like pushing on you and rubbing on you, and then you'll pat him a little bit, and your face gets covered in cat hair. It is the worst. It's just the worst thing, especially when you have some allergies or something. Even if you didn't, though, it's just terrible. It's horrible.
A lot of people want this cat.
Well, you just have to remember your questions and ask them again next time.
Okay, leopard spots. Has photography been an interest of yours, or has that grown out of KA photography?
I've always been sort of interested in it, and I certainly started before Kitten Academy. But doing Kitten Academy, doing the photography for Kitten Academy has really focused and honed my photography skills. So I've gotten much better at it, and there's still plenty for me to get better at and to learn. I'm learning new stuff every day. But I have been interested in it a long time. In fact, I was out, I talk about finding acro in the woods, and I was actually out with a friend who was a photographer then, and we were looking for spiders to photograph that day that I found acro, so it's been a long time.
Julie made a Kitten Academy cruise Photoshop with the same custard picture that she's been making a whole series.
Those are so great, aren't they?
She made a cruise ship out of them. It's just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing.
I gotta go see if I can find that. Oh, he is the cruise ship.
Yes.
Oh, that's so brilliant. The SS Custeroo. See, this is why people that aren't on the Discord chat are missing out.
I know, a lot of this kind of thing. Wombat, when you had Rue and Chili, etc., you had 19 kittens or cats in the house.
Yeah.
Faculty. What is the most you've ever had in the house, and did you feel like you were finally outnumbered size-wise?
Well, I know the most was 21. Yes. And what was that?
Was it in the textiles?
I think it was when the textiles were here. We had 21 for a while. Not for very long.
Yeah, we never feel outnumbered.
No, but I'll tell you, this class has been the one that's definitely been the most effort, especially when we had Rue and Chili and these kids. It was not only was it a lot of cats, but we had to keep them separated, and that doubles the work.
Sick and,
yes. This was definitely the most work that we've had.
It's been, I think.
I agree. This was the hardest it's been. So it'll be really nice if that mom cat comes in on Tuesday, is healthy and easy. That's what we need. We just need a healthy, easy mom cat this time.
Just this time.
Just this time, yeah. We'll get back into it.
They can get sick, but...
Yeah, we'll get back into it for sure. But a little bit of a break isn't going to hurt.
Cow cat.
Cat. What cat?
What cat? Mr. A, do you work for a cell phone company? I don't know why they asked that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why you asked that. No, it's not a big secret, but I really don't want to get into it too much. But my day job is processing payments online. If you were to think of who's a big PayPal. Yeah, if you think PayPal or something like that, it's not PayPal. I'll tell you that. I'm not at PayPal, and I'm not selling PayPal. But we're in the same kind of industry, although my company's a little more focused on businesses, where PayPal's a little more focused on people. But we both go both ways, so it's basically like that.
Dirty Red, why are you the way you are?
Oh, jeez.
Debbie, Which of Santa's reindeer is your favorite, excluding Rudolph? Do you know the name?
You know, I'm just going to say that Comet, Cupid, Dasher, Donner, Blitzen. I'm going to go with Comet. I don't know their personalities, but Comet's just an awesome name, isn't it? Especially for a flying reindeer.
Yeah, or for a cat.
Yeah.
Brulot M. DJ, who's your favorite Star Trek character?
Who is your favorite Star Trek character?
You don't know?
No. Well, I could guess, but tell me.
Picard.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Aside from Picard, because you can't pick the captain. Who's your favorite?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Data.
Data, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I would not go with Data.
You wouldn't?
No. My favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Well, obviously Picard. But if you can't pick the captain.
Geordi? Worf?
No, definitely not Worf.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to go with Riker. It could be Geordi, but I'm going to go with Riker.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to go with Riker.
Your
You know why?
Least favorite?
I like Riker because of the way he sits in his chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Riker maneuver.
Riker maneuver?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your least favorite?
My least favorite?
Oh. Like main. You can't
the other doctor. The other doctor. What's her name? The one that was in season 2. You know, what was her name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know her name. I just watched it.
The doctor that's not Crusher. The other doctor that was in season 2. That would be my least favorite.
I'm sure it's on chat right now.
And I can even pick a favorite, like B-list character, like somebody that's not one of the main characters. Can you?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Mine would probably be Ro.
Oh, that's so obvious.
Really?
Yeah. That's not mine. My favorite B-list character is obviously Lieutenant Broccoli.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Lieutenant Broccoli. Jimmy D, approximately how many pairs of socks do you own now thanks to Mailbag?
You know, Jimmy D, I've thrown out, just like 2 weeks ago, I went to my sock drawer, I took every plain white sock that I have ever owned and threw them all away.
Oh, that's smart, because you don't.
Because I'm never going to wear them again. And that's the only way I could get all of my socks to fit in my 3 sock drawers.
I know, it's crazy.
I don't just have 1 sock drawer anymore, I have 3.
You probably have half of the socks in the laundry right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you might have noticed I took my socks off and I'm playing with them while I'm sitting here. I love these toe socks, but I just discovered there's a giant hole in one of them. So
through socks.
I literally go through socks.
Pretty often.
Yeah, so.
Reindeer Kitten, are you going to decorate for Halloween?
Probably not, are we? We might. We'll definitely decorate for Christmas, though. Like I said, you know, we're not big on many holidays or dates, but DJ's huge on Christmas, so we could not let that go.
Maybe you should do the, like, little...
I gotta give you guys a picture of these cats sleeping on DJ right now.
Val L. Will you attend CatCon in 2018?
Maybe, you know, I've never been to any con at all, and
Maybe we should.
yeah, I don't know. We're not big con people either, but it would be fun, and I've seen a lot of pictures of CatCon 2017, and it looked like we missed a good time, so I would consider it.
Madame Mouse. For each of you, is there a kitten that got away? Oh boy, one that you wish you could have had as faculty.
Well, if I'm honest, I gotta stick with Rue for my vote there. Yeah, Rue's it for me. Like, I really regret letting her go. If it has to be a kitten and not a cat,
you could just pick mine.
I'm gonna pick Yale, because she's still like the prettiest, and she's just got that crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, what about you? Tail. Yeah.
Tail?
And she's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, she really is. Charlie.
Charlie, of course. Yeah, that's too obvious.
Kazoo.
And Kazoo. Yeah. Okay. The same. All
Yeah,
right.
the same ones. It's pretty obvious.
That's fine.
Maybe Agent Corn? just all those kittens that I spent one-on-one time with. That's just, it's really hard when that happens.
Well, you're going to have a hard time because Baba Ganoush and Hummus have not been adopted yet, and it seems likely that they're going to be here past their due date.
Yeah.
And probably both going to be sort of 2-on-1 kittens or 1-on-1 kittens.
Do you get snow, Mez?
Oh, yeah.
Have the cats been in snow in the cat run?
Yep, yeah. So a lot of times in the winter, the cat run won't get very much use, but it's still true. First off, we live in the Midwest. We get tons of snow. We get feet of snow. So oftentimes in the winter when I go out there, you will see little kitten footprints in the snow in the cat run, and it's adorable. I'll get some pictures of it for you this year.
Okay, Magdalena asked again why we started the foster, and you had just talked about it, so maybe...
Yeah, rewind. You can rewind. You got 4 hours worth of rewind time, so go back, you'll find it.
Okay, you've done Star Trek. This is Cool Ranger Kitten. What about your favorite Star Wars character and moment?
Oh man, so when I was a kid, my favorite Star Wars character was obviously Luke Skywalker. But as an adult, I think Luke Skywalker is like a ridiculous kid. Like you go back and you watch those movies, and he's just not cool. He's like a whiny. He is. He's like a little whiny. Luke Skywalker is not cool. So I gotta go with Han Solo.
Pulaski. Dr. Pulaski.
Dr. Pulaski. Yes.
I know. Everyone hates her. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I gotta go with Han Solo for a favorite Star Wars character for sure.
Moment.
Moment in Star Wars? I don't know what my favorite moment is, but I did hear that what's his name is doing the new Star Wars movie that's going to be like the backstory of Han Solo, and he tweeted out a picture of the spice mine at Kessel, and I'm really, really excited to see if this new movie is going to include the Kessel Run. Because if it does, I'm totally geeked for it. I don't care what he does. I'm really excited. So that could end up being my favorite moment.
Spice mine.
Yes, at Kessel. Yeah. Yeah.
I obviously don't have Star Wars favorites or anything.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wombat says, I'm so old, mine is Spock. Did you ever watch the original?
I didn't really. Obviously you can't grow up without seeing some of the original series. So I did. But I've never been a fan. I was a big fan of The Next Generation, more than any of the others.
Yeah, me too. Crestia Bell, what is the strangest thing you've ever seen any of the kittens or cats do?
Wow, there's so much to choose from. I mean, our gifts collection is just full of crazy stuff, isn't it?
Strangest thing though. I think the toffee parkour, the toffee like flip thing, but I think that.
Oh, you're right. That was definitely the single greatest move that any cat ever made.
Strangest though.
Yeah, where he like flipped off of the tunnel and landed right in the basket. Right? It was perfect. Somebody can find that gif.
I feel like it was just he didn't land in the basket. Like it was off somehow, and it looked that way because of the angle. Anyway, I think getting up on the curtain rod when it used to be
and disconnecting the camera. Oof.
Like, I feel like nobody else has done that well and consistently.
As the Ivy's
like
League.
Cornell, yeah.
Yeah, Cornell did that. Yep, you're right about that too.
Riker sits down. There's this weird video of him sitting down.
All of the compilation of the Riker maneuver. Yeah, it's great.
I don't know if there was anything strange or when we. I think Fox tried peeing on some of the just we'd have to guess what she would pee on. That was interesting. That was kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I think they just kind of figure it out, and some kittens figure it out.
Just takes them a little longer. Yeah.
I think Kitten's trying to cover it up. Oh, Hazel would drag whole pillows and things to cover up her food bowl.
That's
that
true.
Was Hazel?
Yeah, it was Hazel, and you know, when Hazel got out into the rest of the house, the coolest thing Hazel ever did was our fridge is right out here. It's a regular sized refrigerator.
That is pretty.
And
strange.
yeah, it's a regular sized refrigerator, and above the fridge are two cabinets where we keep our bread. And she would jump from the floor to the top of the refrigerator, and there's a little tiny like ledge that it makes. It's like this wide. She would jump all the way from the floor to the top of the fridge in one leap, get on that little tiny ledge, open the cabinet, and then she would pull out the bread and chew through the plastic bag so that she could get to the bread. That was pretty awesome. She did this multiple times, not just once.
Susu, if you could go to a Comic-Con, who do you want to see the most?
You know, that's exactly what I was going to say. I've never been to a Comic-Con either, and it's something I would love to do someday. And I would just go and look at everybody, because it would be amazing. But I think if I got to meet like the cast of one thing that I really liked, it would have to be the folks from Firefly, because Firefly was the bomb. And you know, it's so sad, isn't it? It's so sad.
Yeah, it's so sad that it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I think
exactly.
There's no more. Okay, Andrea Chu, how did Christmas coconut get that name?
Well, that's just because I've never heard of a Christmas pudding.
We're
not English.
Like
yeah, well, I've never heard of a Christmas pudding. So this thing came in the mail, the Christmas coconut.
Rainbow scented, or was
I think
it sunshine?
I don't remember.
It was rainbow. Yeah, she sent the real pudding and then the pudding toy.
Yeah, so anyway, you know, here I am looking at this thing, and I'm like, what? I don't know what it is. Is it a Christmas coconut? Because it looks like a Christmas coconut.
It looks like a coconut.
It makes perfect sense that it would be a Christmas coconut if only there were such a thing. That's exactly what it would be. And who puts a pudding on a string as a cat toy anyway? I mean, obviously it should be a coconut.
So much more sense.
Yes, obviously.
Lena, do you have costumes for the kittens this Halloween?
I have an entire drawer full of awesome costumes, yes. So finding costumes for the kittens is not going to be a problem. There's a million. This, by the way, is the Christmas coconut, for those of you who have not seen it.
Oh, Christmas coconut time.
Yes, I have a million costumes for the cats, so we'll definitely get some pictures of costumes for Halloween, even if we don't decorate the room.
Nez, is there a funny or silly kitten story that we never saw on the stream?
Is there?
I don't know. Stuff happens like when they're in the
Stuff does happen, yeah, just all the time, but we don't, you know, just in the same way that we're not people to keep track of dates and stuff, we don't have a storybook, like we don't have a set of stories that we can tell.
I wish we were more resourceful like that.
Yeah, the story of Hazel climbing the fridge, though, that's a pretty good one, really. I'd stick with that. That's what I'm going to go with, Matt, so that's your story.
Hannah War, 99. Have you met Clone Marmalades owner Catman Chris? No.
Yeah, I haven't met him in person, but like I said, I've talked to him quite a bit, and there is a good chance that we'll be working together in the future, so stay tuned.
Alright, in December, if there are new kittens, will you name the kittens a Christmas theme? Probably not, because it would be too obvious.
Yeah, DJ tries to avoid doing names that are cliched or obvious, so Christmas names do seem a little cliched or obvious.
Just because there tends to be other fosters who kind of do that at the same time, and we don't want.
Yeah, I mean, how many?
We don't care anymore, but it used to be that there's.
How many kittens do you need that are named Snowball and Frosty? Like, you don't need more of that.
There are always Disney characters. The latest Disney movie.
Disney princesses, or yes, there's so many of that too.
At the shelters, so we used to avoid them. Now we probably don't need to, but we still do. It's more fun to think of other stuff.
Yeah, like the Angel's Fish. That's brilliant. This is brilliance, isn't it?
Miriam. always be put back in?
I don't know the answer to that. I like the main room better without the table. It's useful to have that space, but that table is an eyesore in here. And right now it's disassembled in DJ's office, and it might just stay there. We'll see.
Leopard spots. Do you ever see expanding your fostering into other animals?
No, you know, every now and then I get a temptation to like bring a puppy back from On Angel's Wings.
Are you serious?
But I know I couldn't. It's too much work.
Do that?
Yeah, puppies are too much work, and we're just not set up for it. We're so well set up for this, so.
It takes a whole different setup.
Exactly my point. Yeah. I don't think we would ever do anything else.
Dark side. I like Darth Vader. Oh, someone likes Darth Vader.
Darth Vader's a solid choice.
Yeah. Val L. Mr. A, have you been involved in feral cat TNR?
No, I've not. There was a cat that was coming around our house for a while that I tried to tee and never did. We've got a trap out in the backyard that I set up, and I caught maybe the same raccoon like 5 times, and then I gave up because I'm like, this trap, the only thing that's dumb enough to get in this trap is a raccoon. The cat is not going for it, so I failed. Then the cat stopped coming around, so we never succeeded at that. Also, feral cats, there's some people at On Angel's Wings, or that we know in the area that deal specifically with feral cats. They take a very dedicated person and a very specialized skill set, and frankly, I don't have the time or patience for it. Yeah. I respect the folks that do, but I try to avoid ferals. It's just more than I can deal with. Which is
to do right.
Loganberry's parents. Was it Loganberry? Ari's. Who am I thinking of? Was it
Grace?
Yeah, Grace.
Loganberry's mom.
Loganberry's mom came here, and she was somewhat semi-feral, and we only had her here for like a day or two before we were like, I can't deal with this, and we sent her to the feral expert, who did very well with her, by the way.
I think she got adopted.
Yeah, she did get adopted. She got turned around and adopted, which is great.
Cal, you said, DJ, you once said Mr. A has input on whether the name for a kitten is a yes or no. What were some of the ones that were ruled out? I remember this.
Do you remember some that were ruled out?
Yeah. So flugelhorn was one.
Yes, when we had the musical
I really wanted
instruments.
flugelhorn. For dance,
We
I
had
really
song.
wanted Charleston and
Flugelhorn was
two-step.
good. Like, we almost
I
did
wanted
flugelhorn.
two-step and jitterbug in Charleston.
Yeah. I didn't think two-step was good because it was, it's like a number. You can't just name a cat 2.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked, for the record, I liked flugelhorn. It just, I liked the other ones better. So flugelhorn did not make it.
And the oboe, tuba.
Yeah, those were good.
Charleston, you made a good point. It would have been Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah, we already had a Charlie, so that didn't work out.
All the names that you rejected seem to be from the song and dance class.
No, we had when you did the fish, there were other fish that were considered too, and I rejected a bunch of different fish. Yeah, marlin.
Bunch of different fish, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember further back than that.
I have a notebook somewhere that has it, and I struck out.
Yeah.
Okay. Mez, why are you the way you are?
How many times is this question going to come up? Why are all of you the way you are?
Cool reindeer kitten costumes for yourselves? Probably not.
Yeah, no, so Halloween, we've been in this house for 5 years now, roughly. And the first 3 years that we were here on Halloween, we went and got candy, like tons of candy. And then we sat here all night and waited for the kids to turn up. And none did. For 3 years, none did. I had to eat all the candy myself. It was torture. So we've given up on Halloween. We just don't do it because nobody comes around. It's not a thing.
Oh, the table was good for kittens to jump on. They would get up there.
That's true.
Okay, Wombat. If you get the new cats on Tuesday, will they go into the annex?
Yes. we are going to clean and sterilize the annex this weekend in anticipation of that. And I'm really looking forward to using that steam cleaner that Leopard Spot sent. That's going to be so fun.
The deep.
Yeah, that thing's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to give it its first run. And after that, I'm going to take it to the basement and do the entire basement.
You sound really excited.
I am. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Where did all the stuff stored on the table go?
Well, we've sort of put everything everywhere. A lot of it we've stocked in the annex because the annex has plenty of storage spaces in the closets and the drawers in there. So, around.
Coco and Chili, have you thought about making any of the faculty into therapy pets and taking them to hospitals or nursing homes?
Every now and then somebody mentions that, and I think it sounds like a great idea.
Isn't that more dogs, though?
It is, but they do it with cats too. Yep, they do. They do it with cats. I don't know why I wouldn't do that, except I don't think I have the time.
I think someday I think we should have nursing homes adopt cats and have them be permanent fixtures.
That'd be pretty cool if they would do that.
But yeah, maybe just having them visit is less work for them, and they don't have to worry about the cat. Someone else does that. I feel like cats would take a while to settle into a new place before they get be therapeutic.
Maybe, but like Acro, you could take Acro and give him to an old person to hug, and he would be all over it. He'd be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Custard would probably be a good. What? Custard? Probably be a good therapy cat.
He might be all right, but Acro would just be awesome, like all snuggles. And you know who else would be really good at it? Smokey.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't possibly accidentally injure somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Just seems like a good idea, but
Who's got the time?
Wombat. Can you record DJ saying words like tiny and Mr. and other classics so the new kittens are not scared when she appears at the weekend? I hope they don't get scared.
That's a funny idea. I'll just play them old versions of the stream or something, old mailbags.
Yeah. Jimmy D, how did you meet Sarah Donner? I don't actually know this. Did she just reach out to you? Oh, it was someone it was this person, Zabonga.
That's right. M. Zabonga said, hey, you should really know this Sarah Donner person, and that's how we got to talking to her originally. You're right. Yeah, I was trying to remember. Yeah.
They're not on chat anymore these days,
No, I don't think they are, but yeah, Sarah Donner's just a solid person, and she's going to start her own kitten live stream any day now. She was waiting until she bought her own house, which they just did. Her house is from 1860. Oh my God, 1860! Can you believe that? So they're doing a lot of remodeling, needless to say, before they start doing anything else.
Prestia Bell. Opinions on the Harry Potter series. I love Harry Potter.
I was really impressed by the Harry. I don't know how many of you guys remember when Harry Potter first got popular. I was so impressed that there was a book that was a fantasy book that had reached that level of popularity. It was amazing. It was really phenomenal. There was nothing like that before.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that had ever come before Harry Potter, so it was a big deal. That said, I got to roughly book number 4 or 5 before I started to feel like they were all the same, and I quit. I never finished. I know.
I love Harry Potter.
It was great. She's very creative and inventive and everything. Yeah, they all started to feel the same after a while, and I never finished. So.
There are some really epic things that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, leopard spots. Have you ever thought about creating, adopting and caring for kittens, cats tutorial videos? Oh, adopting and caring kittens or cats tutorial videos for new cat man servants.
Yeah. I haven't thought about it too much. You know, I always want to do things that are more educational, and it's just...
It's time again. It's time. We don't have time.
Yeah, it's hard to find the time to do that stuff. And I feel like I'm not as creative as some people. Like, some people could just sit down and know everything that they wanted to say and just do it.
And put it together in a really cute way or
right.
something.
For me, it would just be a struggle the whole way to get it sorted out and to do it. So I'd love to do that kind of thing, though. It's a great idea.
Charm Cat, have you considered a Patreon level where someone could spend an hour in a kitten pile? I'm looking for a birthday present for my husband. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Charm Cat's husband.
Yeah, happy birthday to Charm Cat's husband. So here's the thing about inviting people over for any purposes, we just don't want to do it. In general, we're not people. We're cat people, and it's tough for us to be social. It's tough for us to have people over. Adoption day, when adopters come here, it's always a strain. We love the adopters. We have a good time, but when they're gone, after they've left, we always feel a certain sense of relief, you know? So I don't think that inviting people over to snuggle with the kittens or anything else would ever be something we would want to do. And it also comes to mind that there was one time that On Angel's Wings sort of convinced us to have somebody come over to see the kittens in real life.
It was a miscommunication, I think, or misinterpretation on several levels. And then this family came over to...
All I'm saying is that it went really, really stressfully and poorly. And so having sort of random people over, I don't think we're ever going to do that. I don't think that's ever going to be a thing.
Jimmy D. Could Gutstar become a therapy cat and have an exclusive patient like me?
I sense some sort of ulterior motive behind this question.
Bruce, can you give Gutstar loves from Oliveroo?
Aww. They're
They're
twinsies.
Yeah, they probably already talk to each other.
I bet they do. They have Skype sessions. Yeah.
They have bro telepathy. Mez. Wait, am I missing any? Will Mr. A have to give extra school books to all the kittens on behalf of PJs? There's enough time in the day for all.
Yeah. I'm already thinking about ways that I can spend more time with the kittens. Like maybe turn off the sound in here and do my work in the kitten room. You know, it could be valuable.
You can hear phone calls and everything if you turn the sound off, as long as they get to hang out with you.
Yeah, exactly. So there might be some of that. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. I think fundamentally, though, I'm going to need all of you guys to carry me through, you know?
Yeah.
Got my back.
Especially when it's time to go to sleep.
So you keep saying. Speaking of time to go to sleep, I'm on no sleep today, and we should wrap this up. So how about a lightning round or final questions or something?
I don't know. I think I'm like 509. I don't know how many messages behind. No, I'm not. I'm pretty close.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're close. Okay. I think I've got all the questions actually. For some reason they're looking for lime emoji.
A lime emoji. Well, I like limes, but I don't know about an emoji for that. Like, what use would that get?
Emoji, so.
Just do a lemon emoji and then the green circle emoji.
Val L, will you bring that wooden box with the holes back into the room?
You know, the wooden box with the holes actually got thrown out. What had happened was, you know, after one of the cats, who shall remain nameless, got their head stuck in it, we moved it to the kitchen.
Why is Mandy going to remain nameless?
Well, now you've called her out. Now you've embarrassed her.
Oops, sorry, Mandy.
So we moved that box to the kitchen, and I've had that box for like 1,000,000 years. It really is sturdy. It's a great toy. It's lasted forever. But in the kitchen, Loganberry peed in it and made a big mess of it, and we just decided to throw it out because it's 1,000,000 years old. However, by an odd coincidence, I had just ordered, or at least added to my cart, a new one on Amazon. So we'll get a new one in here soon. Yeah, soon.
Carrie Ann, have you or would you ever put a GoPro-style camera on Elsie?
Oh, well, you know, not only have I done that, I've done something even cooler, but you can't all see it, so I'm sorry. I'll just have to tell you about how cool I am and how cool Elsie is.
What?
I got a wireless camera and put it on Elsie, and then I had the signal for it transmitted to a head-mounted display so you could actually watch like virtual
When did you
via
do
dock a long time ago. I was way ahead of time on this thing.
Oh, was this like before we met?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Maybe
yeah.
we should do this again.
But I have the same, so first off, if you go and look on Kitten Academy,
We have acro.
yeah, right, if you look on Kitten Academy videos on YouTube, there's an old video that's AcroCam, it's spelled as one word, A-C-R-O-C-A-M.
It's not that old.
It's like 2 years now, isn't it?
Since we started Kitten Academy?
Yeah.
It was just last year.
Okay, well, at any rate, it's old still. AcroCam, if you look at it, we put a camera on Acro and had him run around in the cat run. It's a pretty cool video, actually.
It's a very small, light camera.
Right, it's very, very, very tiny. Smaller than a GoPro by a fair margin. Very, very tiny camera. And then we did the same thing with Ari. There's an Ari Cam video, too, which is A-R-I-C-A-M, all one word, too, which you can find out there. And the short answer is yes. We would totally put that same camera on Elsie and have her run around. That would be fun. I should do that. I was just looking at that camera. I know where it is.
And they can look at her poop and the grass.
I know. How fun would that be? We could have her chase the turkeys and the deer in the backyard. And you could see it from her view.
The turkeys are here every morning.
Yeah, the turkeys are here this
They're
morning.
in the back every morning.
Yeah. We got some wild turkeys that come in our yard every day. A couple few of them. Couple few. Yeah.
Couple few means more than two.
There were
There's
two this
only
morning.
two.
Are there only ever two?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw three once.
No.
Okay, there's two. Couple.
Brew from Perry. What happened to the 360 degrees cam?
Yeah, I was just looking at it today. We'll bring it back soon. It's around
Fine?
2. Yep, it's fine. We'll bring it back.
Okay, we got your bag. You said sleep time, so it's sleep time. Oh, cat in pajamas. How about a KA Halloween costume contest? How would we do a contest? Oh, just pictures and then people vote and
Maybe.
the cat wins and the cat loses?
Yeah, we don't want to have any loser cats.
Loser cats. Okay. Do the faculty still pee in appropriate places?
Yeah, so
But Lottie has a texture thing and a like a sheltered.
yeah, Lockie has some strange beliefs about where pee should go, which I think are exacerbated by Custard attacking him. Like, Custard sometimes is a little violent towards Loganberry, and so Loganberry will respond to that sometimes by peeing where he shouldn't. And one of the places is if we leave clothes out, like a pile of clean clothes, Loganberry will pee on it. Or if we have anything that's like a box that he can go into, he'll pee in the box. If it's a cardboard box or
especially if it's covered.
yeah, or covered box, anything like that, he'll pee in that. So we just do what we always do, which is we use a ton of Nature's Miracle. That stuff is the bomb. I'm serious. If you've got a cat that pees where they shouldn't, get Nature's Miracle. Not just any Nature's Miracle. Get this one that's like special formula for cats. It comes in the red bottle. That's the one to get. It's great.
Sport dog. How about toilet training the faculty to use regular toilet?
No, I've seen people that have done that with their cats. First off, it seems like too much work for sort of a novelty thing, and the cats are probably never completely comfortable with it. But secondly, we are a household where we keep the lid down on the toilet 100% of the time, because if you let the lid come up, the cats and the dog will drink from the toilet, and we are not having that. We're not having that. So in our house, toilet lids closed.
Bathrooms actually look better with the toilet lids.
That's true too. Looks better. Sure.
I never, before I met you,
Yeah, you never cared. Yeah.
The lids closed, but then.
Yeah, that's funny. You get so many people that have that debate about, we put the toilet lid down, we put the toilet lid up, you know, people argue, and it's usually the woman in the relationship that wants you to put the toilet lid down, put the seat down. In our relationship, it's me. I was the one that had to insist for a long time. The toilet lid goes down when you're done, and we're on the same page, though.
You didn't have to insist for a long time.
Maybe not a long time, but yeah, I had to get you in the habit. Anyway, it's down, and that's how it stays, so no animals will be pooping in the toilet because it's not open for pooping.
Caitlin, can I come be your live-in kitten nurse? Can you work on farms where you work the farm to pay room and board?
Well, I don't know about that, Caitlin.
I'm great at cleaning.
I don't know about that, but I love your idea of putting the paper in the box. That was brilliant. That was Caitlin, right? I think it was.
Someone gave you that idea?
Yeah, I think it was Caitlin that came up with that idea. It was brilliant.
Okay. Maz has an important question. How do we get Mr. A to go to bed when he needs to?
That's an important question, huh? How do you get me to go to bed when I need to?
Sorry. I think we're close to done.
Yeah. Well, DJ said just don't respond to me or let me talk online or on the stream because I get loopy.
Yeah, you do get loopy. Okay.
Personally, I'm not too embarrassed by it.
We're at the end.
Generally speaking. What's wrong with being loopy once in a while? It's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
Is that it? Is that everything?
Yep, we're caught up.
Okay, that's it. If you still have questions, save them. Stuff it.
No, let's
Put a sock in it.
put a sock in it. Synexa.
Hi, Synexa.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Synexa.
chat, Synexa.
Someone seems like they just found it. That always makes me happy. Since I realize Discord is not easy. Okay, Susu has last question.
I see that. Okay, Susu, this better be good.
So they see this 30 seconds later, right?
Yeah, it is. It's on a 30-second delay, so.
Okay.
Sorry.
Loopy and doopy.
Nice.
Tiny kitten.
So, okay, why did Mr. A put his head in the box in the main room? Susu, I'm glad you asked this because this keeps coming up. Ask for the gift. Somebody will post a gift of me putting my head in the box.
Which box?
There was the one that was the end box that was here, you know.
Because you were trying to smell?
Right. So somebody will post a gift, but the gift does not tell the whole story. And I feel it's time. I'm glad I get this opportunity to defend myself and speak my piece on this. Yes, there is a gif of me putting my head in a box. However, I did it for the laughs. And because I needed to smell if somebody had peed in the box. So, you know, obviously you put your head in the box, you can smell whether there's any pee in it. So that was one of the reasons. But the gift cuts off right before I lean down and look into the camera with the box on my head. I was making fun. It was silly.
Why are you getting so
Because people always post this gift like I'm insane, and they're like, "Why would he put his head in the box?" I did it to be funny. People.
Okay, GPD, will you do these live Q&As again in the future?
We are. We're going to do a regular Q&A. I don't know when, but I want to do this on a regular basis, so we'll get that set up. We'll start doing it. You bet.
We're starting a Brad Watch in the lobby.
Brad Watch. Brad, you better
please.
get on the chat. People are looking for you right now. Brad Watch, 2017.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I have to update my hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag Brad Watch 2017.
Mr. A, put your head in a box again. We don't have
Yeah, there's no box. boxes in here anymore because Logan very pees in anything that's box shaped.
How about the cheese?
My head won't fit in the cheese.
How about the tunnel?
My head might fit in the tunnel, but that's just weird.
You could do.
Isn't
you
that
could
weird?
Sit in this way and try to look out the other way. Oh, that looks good. You look like one of those, yeah. Can people see that?
Probably
Oh, gosh.
can't.
Oh, no. Hummus is going to get
I
you.
got this. I got it.
What's going on? Oh, my God. People are like, go to bed. This is good, because I think people know.
What loopy means?
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, I do need to go to bed. It's been a long day and I was up early. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you at 10 tomorrow for the mailbag.
Oh, kittens. Little kitten munchkins. Sleepy times. Kitten munchkin.